I'm not.
You're lying.
Children of the jury put others in the dock.
I have no further questions.
Innocent or guilty, it must be proved beyond reasonable doubt. You be the judge. See you in court. A powerful new series starts Sunday at 11:30 on CBBC2.
She is absolutely gorgeous. Cool, funny, naughty. I can't think of anyone else I'd rather spend a Saturday morning with.
Live and kicking. Miss it, miss out.
Who's he talking about? Emma Ledden, of course. They're here for the first in a brand new series of Live and Kicking this Saturday morning. Tom Jones on the show, Bewitched, and S Club 7 as well. You simply have to tune in. Here's Blue Peter.
Hello, and that was just a little taster of Australia's Great Barrier Reef. You can see how Matt and Katie got on later in the show.
Now, one of the things about bringing the show outside is you cannot guarantee the weather, and today it is a little bit damp, but do not let that dampen your spirits, because today's programme is a bit special because it's the first live outside broadcast of this series. And every so often throughout the series, we're going to be taking Blue Peter out on the road somewhere in Britain. And it could be anywhere.
It could indeed. Today we have travelled to Slimbridge in Gloucestershire to launch an exciting new wildlife project which you could get involved in. Details of how later in the programme. Slimbridge is the headquarters of the Wildfowl and Wetlands Trust. It's a nature reserve covering a huge area. It has the largest and most varied collection of wildfowl in the world, with over 200 different species of wild bird, either living here all the time or migrating annually.
Slimbridge was the brainchild of one man, Sir Peter Scott. It was his idea to found a trust that would protect wild birds such as ducks, geese and swans.
Birds are attracted to Slimbridge by the specially managed wetlands that stretch down to the River Severn. Now, some birds stay here all year round, but without a doubt the busiest time is winter, when thousands of migratory birds flock here for the food and shelter and, of course, the warmer climate of Britain. Don't blame them.
Every year, thousands of Buick swans make the 3,000-kilometre journey from Siberia to spend the winter here. Each bird has its own special markings, and by recording when birds arrive and leave, researchers have built up a picture of their travels. They know how old each bird is and have a good idea where each nests. As well as being a sanctuary for these elegant creatures and other wild fowl who visit every winter, Slimbridge is a research centre that is responsible for saving some of the rarest birds in the world from extinction.
Slimbridge is the perfect place to launch a wildlife survey because it's been a haven to all sorts of birds since 1946. They're tickling. And some of them are very rare and endangered, like these Hawaiian geese, which are the rarest geese in the world. There you go.
Today it's also playing host to some small, brown and prickly visitors who can apparently sniff out food from one end of your garden to the other. They are, of course, hedgehogs, and these little cuties are from St Tiggy Winkle's Wildlife Hospital in Aylesbury in Buckinghamshire. And also here is Michaela Strachan from The Really Wild Show. Michaela, great to see you. One nearly escaped just then.
Yes.
They all look pretty lively and happy to me.
They do look extremely perky, don't they? And they are certainly trying to get out of this pen. But it's good that they are looking so lively, because only a few months ago all of these hedgehogs were injured, and they've been nursed back to health by the staff at St Tiggy Winkle's Wildlife Hospital. And the good news is they're ready to be released in a couple of weeks' time.
So what was wrong with them when they arrived at St Tiggy Winkle's?
Well, it's probably surprising, but most of these hedgehogs have been injured in people's gardens.
Really?
They may not seem particularly hazardous places, but if you think about it, you've got strimmers, very dangerous. Yep. You've got things like wire and twine that people use to tie up their plants with. You've got ponds. The hedgehogs can get into the ponds, but then they struggle getting out. They're very inquisitive animals, so they like getting into places like drains. Again, they can get in, but their spines mean that they can't get back out. And they also like the safety of a nice bonfire, which is really bad news for them. Because obviously at this time of the year people are starting to light their bonfires again. So they're surprisingly dangerous places.
That's really interesting, because most people imagine that the roads are the really dangerous place and the garden be really safe. So what should you do if you found an injured hedgehog in your garden?
If if you find an injured hedgehog, you should take it to somewhere like St Tiggywinkle's. Most people have a wildlife sanctuary near to where they live, so obviously take it to the nearest one. But you should make 100% sure that that hedgehog needs to be rescued or it needs your help. Don't just pick a hedgehog up if you don't think it needs help.
Yeah.
And this especially applies when they've got young, because they have a very strong sense of smell. So if you pick a baby up, put it back down, mum comes back, it can smell human on the hedgehog and it may reject the hedgehog, which is obviously very bad news for the hedgehog. Also, wear gloves. I've got gloves on here today.
Good luck.
This is the one that was trying to escape earlier. Obviously, you know, they're prickly.
I don't
wear
blame
some
him.
gloves
Yeah.
so it doesn't
look
hurt.
at
And if
that.
you don't
Bye.
know how to hold them, yeah, they're so cute, aren't they?
Well, we've got 7 hedgehogs in here. One's been running around trying to get out since we started the programme. Is it unusual to have this many hedgehogs together?
You don't often get a party of hedgehogs. They don't go around in a big gang. I mean, obviously the male and the female will get together at breeding time.
Yep.
And then the female will bring the young up until they're old enough to go off on their own. So yeah, this is unusual to have such a hedgehog gathering.
Yeah. I've been lucky enough when I'm back home with my parents in Suffolk to have seen a couple of hedgehogs in my garden. How would you know if you've got a hedgehog living in your garden?
Well, you must have been up very late, Simon.
I was,
because they're nocturnal animals, which means that they come out usually at night. Obviously, in the winter when it's 6 o'clock, you might be able to see some. They are very difficult to see in your garden because they're nocturnal. So I have a little top tip.
Right, top tip.
If you think you've got hedgehogs in your garden,
Yeah.
get a sieve, get some flour. Put it over the area that you think hedgehogs might be.
You're having a laugh,
You've got,
aren't you?
look, you've got an escapee again.
Get back in.
Don't
Go
put
on.
flour over the whole of your garden,
Yeah.
particularly if you've got a big garden. Not only will it take you forever, your mum won't be too pleased because
Yeah.
you'll have used up all the flour. In the morning, go out, have a look at the footprints. Now, we can see on Mr. Escapee here,
Aw.
they've got very tiny feet.
Yeah.
So if you see, it's difficult. He won't come out when you want him to, but they've got tiny little paws. If you get a tiny paw print, let's see if we can get him walking over it, you know that's a hedgehog. Obviously, if
Yeah.
you get a bigger print, it could be a dog, a cat, or a fox. Really big footprint, it could be a human.
So if through the power of flour you find you've got a hedgehog in your garden, what ways can you help them?
Well, you can put something like this in your garden with a little bit of water. Don't have a deep bowl because, again, the hedgehog will get in and then it won't be able to get out and it could possibly drown. Dog food is very good. They like dog food. The big no-no with hedgehogs is don't put bread and milk out, particularly the milk. They can't digest it. And if they continually drink milk, then they could die from it. So really, I can't stress that enough. Don't put bread and milk out for hedgehogs. If you put something like this out at night, it might be a good idea.
Very nice. Look at
Here's
this.
one I made earlier.
You're only allowed to say that once.
To put a box on, make holes either end, which means that only hedgehogs can get in. I mean, obviously you'll get small rodents in there as well, but you won't get foxes and cats and dogs in as well. So put it over there.
Lovely.
Excuse me, we've got a sleeping hedgehog there.
And in you go.
What was your uncle?
Brilliant. Thanks ever so much, Michaela. And remember, if you do find a hedgehog on your garden, do not feed it any bread or milk. And Michaela's staying around for the rest of the show because she's going to be helping us to launch a brand new wildlife survey. So, Connie, get your pens and paper ready.
Okay, I'll have my pen and paper poised. They're so cute. It's a little hedgehog festival going on over there. Now then, if you were watching on Monday's programme, you'll remember that we gave you details of how you could get to star in the BBC's Millennium programme. And all we want you to do is to write a poem.
It is that simple, and your poem needs to start with the words, I have a dream. And basically, it needs to sum up your hopes and ambitions as we head towards the Millennium. And Connie, I've got some good news.
Yeah? Tell me.
I've made up a poem.
Wait!
Would you like to hear it?
I'd love to hear it.
Now, it's slightly embarrassing because when I wrote this poem this morning, I was struck by the weather, and that's where I got my inspiration from. But it was raining then, and it's not now, so apologise, Connie. Here we go. I have a dream of what it's like to be dry. It's raining so hard, these birds can't even fly. The ground beneath my feet is soggy and squishy. Not a lot of fun unless you're a fishy.
Wait.
The really bad news is I've lost my brolly, but never mind that, we're still very jolly.
Wait!
Oh, thank you so much.
The crowd go wild. Thank you very much for that. But
That's a
Simon,
pleasure, yeah.
there is some bad news because you don't
What's
actually
that?
fit into any of our age groups.
Oh.
I know, because they are as follows: 7 and under, 8, 9 and 10, and 11 to 15. And the top 3 winners are very privileged people because they'll get to recite their poem on 2000 Today, the BBC's Millennium programme.
Very nice indeed. And that is not all, because you will also, if you're a first prize winner, get one of these exclusive Blue Peter duvets.
Yep,
Very
and
nice.
second prize winners get these cool inflatable armchairs to lounge about on.
Splendid. And our third prize winners are going to be getting one of these deluxe inflatable rucksacks.
Yep, and 9 prize winners will be the proud owners of one of these inflatable cushions. They can lounge on it whilst they're reading their poetry book and wearing their Blue Peter competition winner's badge. But make sure you don't get the pin too near the cushion, otherwise it could be a disaster.
Yes, indeed. And what you need to do is to write your poem onto a sheet of A4 paper like this, and your poem must be no longer than 1 minute when read out loud, and it must start or end with the words, I have a dream. And once you've done that, you could maybe decorate your poem, or as I've done here with an umbrella, put your words into a shape.
A very good idea. Then on the back, you could put your name, your age, your address and your telephone number and send it to this address. Blue Peter Poetry, PO Box 20, BBC TV, London W12 6BP. That's Blue Peter Poetry, PO Box 20, BBC TV, London W12 6BP.
Michaela Strachan has once again joined us with an inflatable cushion. I have to ask, do you like inflatable chairs?
They're great. They're very squeaky, aren't they? Make interesting sounds when you sit on them.
So, changing subject very quickly, have you ever been to Australia?
I have. Went to Australia last year for the Really Wild Show. We were lucky enough to go on the Great Barrier Reef ourselves.
Wow.
But I think one of my favourite things that we did last year was the Tasmanian devil.
Oh!
I know.
It's such a wild animal, isn't it?
They're nutters, aren't they? They're very funny indeed.
They're not quite as mad as the cartoon character,
No, not
but
quite.
they are great animals. I really enjoyed meeting them.
Oh yeah, well you'll be glad to hear that the next of our summer expedition films is on its way now, the Great Barrier Reef. Now Queensland, where that is the second largest state in Australia, and it's full of unspoilt natural reserves, as Matt and Katie found out when they went to explore under the water.
There are over 2 million acres of wet tropics rainforest here in Queensland, and there are various ways you can take a look. You can get on board a train and head up into the hills.
Or you can ride on the world's longest cableway, the Sky Rail, which travels nearly 5 miles across rainforest canopy to the town of Kuranda. The wet tropics rainforest contains trees which are over 3,000 years old, and it's home to a huge range of wildlife.
There's a saying that Queensland is a place where the rainforest meets the reef, the Great Barrier Reef. But how do you get from here to there? Well, you can always take a flying leap. Matt, are you ready?
Yep, let's go! The Great Barrier Reef is the only natural underwater structure visible from space. It covers an area more than 4 times the size of Scotland, and it's teeming with life.
And this man and this woman are about to explore it. When we arrive, Matt will be getting his first ever diving experience, checking out exactly what's going on under the waves. Meanwhile, I'm going to be going down with a marine biologist to get a good close-up look at life on the coral and the Great Barrier Reef. It's so exciting!
This is brilliant, you can see for miles. Over there is Green Island. It's a coral cape, which means that over thousands of years, shells, sand, coral and debris have been washed together by the waves and piled up. Now the great thing about Green Island is it's the fact that it's a coral cape with a rainforest growing on it.
Matt, I don't want to worry you, but your lesson's starting downstairs. Run!
Is it?
Run! Result.
Okay guys, good morning. How are you today? It's bad. Excellent. Have you been diving before? Nope. First time? First time?
Before you can even make your first dive, there's a lot to learn about the gauges, breathing underwater and all of the equipment.
This is just a mask.
Just as I thought I'd got to grips with all of that, I had to learn a whole new language to be able to communicate with my dive buddy.
Great. But underwater that means let's go up. Okay, so if I ask you, are you okay, and you say, yes, this is good, I am okay, then we'll both go up, and then we'll have a bit of an argument on the surface, like, so tell me the problem.
Wow. Well, here we are.
How are you feeling?
I'm very excited, a little bit nervous.
You're going to love it.
Have you got any top tips for us?
Really remember to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And remember to keep breathing.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah. This is class.
But that looks okay. Yeah, that looks good. Now take a few breaths. That's it. Remove it. Blow some air. Put it back in there. And then that's it. You've done it all. Fantastic. We're okay. We can go diving now.
But not quite. There were a few last-minute checks from my dive buddy Jo, who had to give me the once-over before she was happy to take me down.
I'm so excited. I just can't wait to get down there. Here we go.
I was in a small group of people who weren't qualified to dive, but who wanted to know what it was like. Jo kept a careful eye on all of us. I had no time to be nervous because there was so much to take in. As soon as I saw all the fish and the coral, I felt like I was in another world. It was amazing. There are about 1,500 species of fish living on the Great Barrier Reef, and one of the most inquisitive is the hump-headed Maori wrasse. I seem to have made a new friend. Whilst I was meeting some of the underwater life and getting to grips with the diving gear, Katie was in a submersible boat, finding out more about the reef from Robin, a marine biologist.
This is so cool down here, being able to look at this underwater world. Amazing.
It is wonderful. Good visibility today.
Yeah. So, Robin, what exactly is the Great Barrier Reef? What are we looking at here?
Well, the Great Barrier Reef is actually a collection of reefs along the northeast coast of Australia. A lot of people think that it's one reef because it's called the Great Barrier Reef, but it's actually a collection of 2,900 different separate coral reefs, and we're on one of them today.
Now, I know that you're doing continuous research out here into the reef and how healthy it is, and I'm so pleased that I've been able to come here today and dive with you. What kind of things are we looking out for?
Well, part of my job is just monitoring the reef, keeping an eye on the health of the coral, the fish, just seeing what's out there and how it's making sure that we're not causing any impact. So today we're going to be looking at the conditions of the corals, the different types of plate corals and boulder corals and branching corals, how they're going. We're going to be looking at all the different fish, see what we can find there. Wow. You're going to be keeping some notes for me and maybe taking some photographs of what we see.
Excellent, cool. Let's dive.
All right, that's it.
I hope Matt's okay.
I was fine. The only thing I had to worry about was running out of air, and unfortunately, it looked like it was time to go back up.
Oh man, that is just superb!
Matty boy, how was it?
Oh, that is just the most amazing thing, isn't it? The fish just come right up to you.
I know.
And I didn't realise all the coral and that. It's like they've all got eyes and they all like go whoa. Like when you go past, it's just
like another world, isn't it? And it's so quiet.
Isn't it? It's just like a total dream world. You can't believe that it's only there.
I know.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
It's my turn.
Oh,
I'm so glad you enjoyed it.
I want to come with you now.
See you later.
See ya. Oh, yes.
I was off to help Robin with her reef research, but before we got going, Matt's new friend came and said hello to us. The reef can be up to 18 million years old, but the living coral area Robin was taking me to was young, at just 6,000 years old. Part of it had suffered storm damage, and Robin wanted me to help check it out. It was good to see that giant clams were alive and healthy. We could also see that new soft coral was growing in the damaged area. I took notes and photographs for Robin so that she'd be able to work out how much the coral had grown since her last visit.
Well, what a terrific experience that was. I must admit, like, at first when you start breathing, you put your head under. You have to pop your ears the further you go down, and it's all a little bit weird. But when you see the fish and the coral, you forget all about that.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Oh,
it's
brilliant.
just like being in another world, and it's so peaceful.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad you enjoyed it, because now I've got like a dive buddy on the show. We're going to go diving together. It's great. And having been down with Robin, she said that everything's looking really good. The coral's looking good. The marine life's looking good. So let's hope the reef stays that way.
Yeah.
Oh, it's such an amazing place.
Gorgeous.
Okay, did you ever get to dive over the Barrier Reef?
I do dive, and exactly what he said is right. It's the most incredible experience. It's out of this world, and it's so quiet. I love it. It's a fantastic hobby.
Oh, wow. Well, now for details of how you can take part in a huge survey, but this one's a little bit closer to home.
Yes, this survey is called UK Wild 2000, and we want you to be involved. All you have to do is tell us about the animals and birds where you live. Now, Michaela, why is this survey so important?
Well, it's extremely important, and it's very exciting as well, because it's the biggest survey of British wildlife ever done by children.
Wow.
Although it's not exclusive to children. You know, if you're 99, you can join in. The more, the merrier. And once we get all the results and we look at the results, it'll give us a unique picture of British wildlife.
I know you've been very involved from the start. What sort of things have you been doing?
It's been a lot of hard work getting the headquarters set up, but the headquarters is now set up. We've got lots of great people on board. We've got the RSPB, we've got the Wildlife Trust, we've got Blue Peter, Newsround, Live and Kicking, Children's BBC, and of course ourselves on The Really Wild Show. And on the first programme of the new series of The Really Wild Show, which doesn't go out until January in the year 2000, we'll be launching a special UK Wild 2000 pack. But before we do that, we want to set up 3 very simple surveys.
And that is where Blue Peter comes in, because we want you to take part in those 3 surveys before Christmas.
Yep, we certainly do. And now then, the second and third of those surveys will involve birds, much like the ones that we're surrounded by. But the first of these surveys will involve our prickly friends, the hedgehogs.
Basically, we just want to know where the hedgehogs are. So if you've seen a hedgehog in your area, we want to know about it, whether it's in your playground, the park, a field, or in your back garden, or even on the road. And we want to know if you've seen hedgehogs in 2 weeks, starting from today until October the 6th.
From today, okay, so what that means is if you've seen any hedgehogs before today, they don't count. Then all you need to do is get a postcard and write on the top live hedgehog, and then below that dead hedgehog. And then if you do see a live hedgehog from today onwards, tick live hedgehog. If you're unfortunate enough to see a dead hedgehog, then tick dead hedgehog. And if you see both, then of course tick both. And we don't want to know how many hedgehogs you see, because what might happen is that you've seen the same hedgehog twice.
Absolutely. And then we want you to put your name, your age, your town, your county, and your postcode on the postcard. And we want you to send it to this address. It is... Oh, we've got the website. Well, you can find out more details on the website as well, which is, Simon?
You can indeed. Well, the Blue Peter website is in fact directly linked to the UK Wild 2000 website, and you can enter in your own postcard details on the website.
And that's the address if you want the address as well. Shall I read it out
We'll
anyway?
say it a bit later, I think.
When you've got all the information, Michaela, what is it going to tell you about hedgehogs in the UK?
Well, once we've analysed all the information, we'll be able to see where hedgehogs are distributed within the UK. So say we get loads of people writing in saying, oh, we've all seen hedgehogs in Northern Ireland, then, you know, we'll know that there are lots of hedgehogs in that area and all over Great Britain. And if you see any particular big ones in the North Sea, then we'd like to know about that as well. But it's also important for us to know about the fatalities of hedgehogs. We need to know where the road accidents are happening, so maybe we can do something to stop them happening.
Yep, and now time for the address, the all-important address at last. It's UK Wild 2000, PO Box 1457, Bristol BS 99 3NS.
Thank you, Michaela, for coming in.
That's a pleasure. Don't forget to look out for the hedgehogs.
Indeed, that's about all from Slimbridge. Thank you to Slimbridge for allowing us to be here today. Remember, if you're a Blue Peter badge winner, you get in free. And remember to join in on not only a UK Wildlife 2000 survey, but also the I Have a Dream poetry competition.
Yep, don't forget to watch the CBBC at Prom in the Park as well, which is on Friday. We won't be here, and we shall see you on Monday, but until then, watch the Chuckle Brothers and the Prom.
See you on Monday.
Bye-bye.
Don't
Don't you think Michaela Strachan looks more lovely every time you see her?
Yes, she's very like me in that way. Excuse me.
No Blue Peter on Friday, as the team just said.
On Friday? No, that's because CBBC in the park is having extended highlights of the very glorious event.
S Club 7 there, Charlotte Church. Anna and I will be introducing the whole afternoon from there as well. Now, earlier on in News Round, they were telling you it's just 100 days now to the Millennium. Only 100 days left.
Would you believe it? Would you believe it?
I asked you to email in and tell us what you're doing in the evening. We've got one here.
Yes. Well, Adam Jones in the West Midlands has emailed to say on New Year's Eve I'm going to bed. Oh, well, Adam. Very nice.
Very
Thank
nice
you
indeed. Thank you very much for all the emails you sent in this afternoon. We'll try and read some more of those out tomorrow. Also, tomorrow afternoon, there's Barmy Ant Boomerang and Biker Grove.
Yes, well, see you tomorrow. Have a nice evening, monkey faces. Bye-bye.
When any member of the family gets sick, we worry. It's only natural.
Poor old fella.